All right, we're live. Turn this off. Hell no, I'm half drunk and half asleep. That's good stuff. All right, well, today, since YouTube won't let us manufacture ammunition, we're going to make candy today, guys. So, today, we're going to make some Mike and Ike's. I took all the other colors out and just went with the red ones. And we're going to put them into the candy machine and see what happens. So, I made lots of candy over here today. And the candy's good. Definitely good. Got quite a few people showing up. I'm bored. I'm making some candy. And that's going to be the new code word, candy. So, let's make some candy. The link is in the description. Reloading from the hot pot. Jump on in and say hi. Might as well. I don't think there's any chats going on tonight, so I figured the hell with it. But I'm going to make candy. I'm going to make some Mike and Ike's. So we're all good, YouTube. Everything's good. And as soon as you guys jump on here, we'll have some fun. So do you guys make candy at your house? Crazy Scotsman, he's actually bought some material to make candy at his house as well. The link don't work. Come on. All right, I'll put it in there again then. Command C, Command V. There you go. Let's see, we got who makes candy at 10:30? Hey, when you make good candy, you got to make candy. It don't matter. Hey, V-Board, Big Johnson. I bet you drive a van to playgrounds as well. Quit giving away all my secrets, Big Johnson. So this is making candy demonstration purposes only, of course. Who we got? Let's see, the Candyman. Who's that to? The Candyman. It don't work. I don't know what to tell you. That's the link that you get when they give you a... Eat a piece. I'm trying to cut back on eating them right now. I'll wait till later because, you know, it's after dinner and stuff. Send to inbox. You guys are a pain in my ass. All right, who wants a link? I'll send you a link to the inbox. It says error. All right. All right, give me a minute. And then we'll make some candy. All right, so let's start off with reloading from the hot pot. Reloading. All right, so this is going to be in your email. I guess it'd be your Gmail, where I go to your info and then send you a message. That's how I'm going to do it. I don't know why it would be any different because it's a copy and paste thing. There you go, reloading from the hot pot. And now I will send, looks like the Crazy Scotsman's up for it. Let's see. I'll send one to the Crazy Scotsman. All right, about. Come on. I don't know if I want to send one of the Crazy Scotsmen. It'll end up being a train wreck. Oh, wait. It usually is a train wreck. All right. And who else wants one out there? Let me go back. I can't see the comments, so if you guys are commenting wanting one, you'll have to wait just a wee minute. Bald and Curious said he didn't want one earlier. I sent one to the X ring, but I'm not going to tell him I sent him one because he's pretty good about knowing when his phone goes off, so I shouldn't have to worry about that. Maybe he'll come visit us. That should be cool. And let's see. Do this guy here. I'm not sure why. I don't like this guy. Let's see here. Send message. All right. Boom. We'll check the text. See if the Farmageddon. 3-gun fuckery. Oh, SoCal wants one too. All right. Big Johnson set reels. I don't know if Big Johnson wants one, but I'll send him one. Dockery equals fuckery. All right, so if you guys jump in here, we're making candy. All right, so don't get any crazy ideas. We're staying within the YouTube policies as they are. Somebody's with me right now, and I can't tell who it is because I'm still having some technical difficulties sending out these links here. All right, so who's here? Say hello.
What's up, fucker?
Ah, geez. What's up, Scotsman?
Oh, I'm good, buddy. How are you?
Good, good, good. All right, so I sent out quite a few. SoCal can't have candy. Where the hell is SoCal? I can't find it here. All right, SoCal, you're gonna have to comment because
I'm making candy too, but it don't look as good as yours.
yeah, that's all right. Candy is candy. All right, so if anybody else wants a link, I did send quite a few out there.
Mine is blue candy. I don't know what color your candy is.
Oh, those are nice. Those are nice candies. I got some blue candies in here.
These are courtesy of Gene from Reload from the Hot Pot.
Nice.
I've already got 150 loaded up. And
here's some blue candy.
Keep cranking the handle.
Let me see the blue you got. Is it this color blue or a different color blue?
It's probably pretty close to what you got right there.
Oh, it's got a, yeah. It's a little different.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
I sent it to your PM Pops where I always send it to you. These guys, I don't know why they always have issues. You come in no problem every time.
I don't know, man. Couldn't tell you.
All right, I'll send them in the...
They're probably just fucking with you.
Oh, well, that's easy to do.
Yeah. I'm not making candy as fast as you, but I'm trying.
Hey, you know what? At the end of the day, it's all candy. I've made quite a bit of candy today. Let's see. I'm working on 500 pieces right now.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I got 150 made up so far.
Cool. And there he is.
Take them to work with me tomorrow and shoot them all.
No, you don't shoot candy, you eat it. So when you got to learn all these code words. It's when you're.
I'm sorry, man.
You're eating candy is when you're at work.
I'm gonna feed someone else the candy.
And then you right now we're just making candy. What's up, Pops? How are you, my friend?
Hey, good. I don't know why, but usually when someone sends me a PM, it comes in the email. So I had the email open, and it didn't come through. But then when I went to the YouTube inbox, it was there. So.
Huh.
Yeah, same kind of thing happened with me. I had to just go on the YouTube side. I never got the notification in my email.
Well, you guys are.
Now, do you go to like your Gmail account and it comes up on the side like as a hangout?
No, I don't. I don't mess with none of that. I don't do all that on internet.
Yeah, you're getting too technical.
Yeah, I'm just watching you guys make candy. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna check. See, the thing is this candy is very special, and I have to check each and every one of these candies to make sure that they're quality control. So when somebody eats one of these candies, that they'll enjoy it and it'll be confirmed enjoying it.
I would like to know
it's got to be right.
Quality control procedure is, because he's not currently shooting any matches, so I have a funny feeling that he's just cranking and going. And the difference would be, Rick, what is your quality control procedure before a match? You know, let's dissect this. Let's figure it all out.
I check every piece of candy.
How do you do it?
How do I do it? So
where's your barrel?
First you have to get.
Where's your barrel?
First you got to go out and buy a bag of Mike and Ike's parts, and inside those parts are obviously, and this separating all the different colors and then just keeping the red ones is a big pain in the ass. But I prefer just shooting the red Mike and Ike's. Like I don't like to shoot any other color than red.
I've heard they travel faster, so.
I do have a candy checker, and I do check every round.
I got one too.
And then I also take and put it in the actual candy eating machine to make sure it works too.
All right, Scotsman, I got some stuff for you here. Now listen, this is good. This is like going to pop school, and I'm not gonna charge you nothing.
Teach me, man. Teach me.
So you're reloading 9mm now, right?
Correct.
No, making candy.
All right,
9mm candy.
9mm candy, whatever. Okay, so you should have like every 9mm barrel that you're going to put those through laid out. Like let's say you got 5 different 9mm handguns. So you're going to load a bullet long. You're going to load it as long as you can, and you're going to try to fit it in every barrel. And then you're going to load it a little bit shorter and a little bit shorter, and then you're going to find out what is the distance, what is the size you have to set that bullet to fit in every firearm that you own. And then once you determine that, then you're going to step outside and you're going to do velocity checks on all those firearms. So now you know you're not going to get any bullets stuck in the chamber on the lands to where you can't rack the slide and that sort of thing. And it's a progression. So, let's get it together and let's make ammo for what we call that, the tight tolerance, candy manufacturing.
Oh, it's the sugar quantity.
Yeah. Anyway,
I got you.
You get what I'm saying, though. So
I hear you, man. I hear you.
I don't really want to hide from YouTube. It's kind of gay, but
I ain't hiding shit. They can go eat a bowl of dicks.
Right. I tell you where YouTube really shines is they have all the ability for us to hang out like on these live chats and shit like that. I mean, nobody else does that. There is Skype, you can Skype call and stuff like that. But YouTube put together a nice package. They are really sucking us in and really forcing us to question our whether we want to stand for what's right or whether we want to stand for what's popular. They're really pressing us hard on that.
Exactly. Well, here's a good example of that is the 22 Plinkster has like 2 million subs, right? And on full 30, he only has like 11,000 or some like tiny amount.
Yeah, I get that, but what are you YouTubing for? Okay, if I was 22 Plinkster and I was YouTubing for money, I would do everything YouTube would be my boss, and they would tell me what to do, and I'd fucking do it. But YouTube's not my boss, so I'll do whatever the fuck I want, and I'll go wherever I want, and I just want to post videos for free and not get hassled. So you have to determine what are you doing, right, and why.
Yeah, but you want to make a video that can help teach somebody something or or
Listen.
get your
I
information.
no, I honestly don't give a shit no more. You can find the World Wide Web and the internet is so readily available. You can find information anywhere you want. If people really think that I'm the only voice to give them the information, they'll find me wherever I'm at. And I don't give a shit if they find me. I honestly don't. I don't care. I do this for me. I don't do it for other people. And that kind of, I don't really want to make it I don't really want to piss anybody off, but you know what I'm saying. This ain't a popularity contest. For me, it's about storing videos of what I'm doing and shit. So
yeah, it's good. It's good because you'll have the information later for sure.
And I got y'all on speed dial. So what the fuck do I care? You know?
Yeah. Well, see, like you talked about with quality control. So I've already done this. The ammo that I'm making right now, I got like 400 and something. I'm working on the 500th primer set. Is made for the Infinity, so it's only for one barrel. And now it's just a matter of checking each. Basically, I'm doing this for every round. I'm not talking to Pops because he knows what I'm talking about. But
yeah, but when you go to a match, you should be using the barrel as a chamber checker.
I don't need to. I've already done all that.
No. Well, okay. But here's my thing. If you need 150 rounds to go to a match, check those 150 rounds in that barrel. Throw that chamber checker and those, if you have a hundo or if you have a case gauge or whatever. I'm just saying, I'm on a good run, and there's a reason. I don't have many failures because you check your ammo. You check your ammo in the device that it's going into, right? I mean, it makes more sense that way. Now, if you're loading 5,000 rounds and they're just clinking ammo, you don't give a shit. That's one thing. But take that barrel of that gun that you're going to run in the next match. Take 200 rounds and check them every damn round in that barrel and put them in a box. There you go.
This thing is actually tighter. Ah, fuck. I grabbed the wrong part.
But I get what you're saying. It's tighter, but to me, it's peace of mind. When you see that round bottom out in that barrel, you know there's nothing wrong with it, right? When you see that round bottom out in that checker, you're like, well, okay, that's good. But
you don't want it to bottom out though. You want to hear the plunk.
Oh,
here, I'll take it apart. Let's do this. Yeah, there's still go.
Hold on. Are you putting your candy in the device?
What?
Are you about to put your candy in the device?
Oh, you know what? I don't know if I'm allowed to do that.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, back to eating a bowl of.
You can eat a bowl of eggs. Do it anyway.
That's 5 cents right there.
That's 5 strikes.
So you got to pay royalties.
Yeah, I got to pay royalties for that.
What's up, Calvin?
Boy, oh boy, have I had a fun-ass week.
I know. I want to hear all about it.
I know, and he's got a day to go, I think, right?
Yeah, it's a 3-day class.
That's the one I almost went to, right?
Huh?
Was that the one you were talking to me about? We were trying to figure out if I could go to.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's at it's not. Well, my buddy said it was at Paula, but it's actually at Prado. So it would have been a hell of a drive from your place.
There you go. Good job.
Well, man, it was fun. Holy shit! Shooting with the national friggin' champion super studs of friggin' 3-gun. No pressure at all. These guys are friggin' nuts.
I feel like I do that a lot. No, that's awesome. I was talking to Ray. We were eating lunch today, and he's like, yeah, I was talking to SoCal today. I knew you'd end up bugging him all the time.
No, he's bugging me more often than not. I mean, it's not bugging. I mean, we just talk a lot.
I'm just kidding.
Guys, super cool. We have a lot in common, honestly, except for skills.
I only hang out with cool folks, and obviously I hang out with you guys.
Yeah, well, it explains why you didn't ever send me a fucking link to the chat.
I sent you a link to the chat. How the hell do you get on here?
Scotsman sent me one.
Oh, for reals?
Yeah, you backdoored that shit.
Someone had to take care of him.
Thanks, brother.
He sent me a message crying like a little bitch.
I put the link in the fucking description. Or not the description.
Who the hell reads the description boxes?
3 times. All right, so here we go, Mr. Pop's Quest. That's what I'm listening for. We gotta get Scotty shut the hell up.
Okay, I don't care what you're listening for. If it goes all the way in, it goes all the way in. That's it.
Yeah, but the thing is like when the bullet goes into the lands and you can't spin it when you're pushing down on it, that bullet's too long. Even though it's clear, if you're already in the lands and you're spinning that thing, or it won't spin.
Sounds like a preacher of the choir. So what I do is I'll load them long, and I won't crimp the bullet in place, and I'll take a press and shove it into the barrel, and I'll take a measurement on that, because when it hits the lands, you can see it. You can get your own bullet depth, and let me tell you something. You back that out a couple thousandths or whatever, and that's all you want. You just don't want some generic length. I mean, you want that barrel to be, the bullet to be right on the lands and then backed off just a tiny bit. And that's your overall length. And from that overall length, that's what you want to, get your velocity from that overall length based on the amount of powder you put in. So you're working it backwards. SoCal, can I get an amen?
Yeah.
Can I get a hell yeah?
Actually, Hornady has a really cool little device for this that's relatively inexpensive. I don't know what it's called, but
yeah, but nothing replaces the barrel that you're going to shoot out.
Yeah.
You know,
well, this thing's cool though because it replaces. You can get actually precise measurements on seating depth from this device. You screw it's got like independent calibers, whatnot, and it's this device with like this flexible wire thing on it that you screw on to. Well, it's got a case thing that you screw onto this little device, and then you put a bullet in it, and it free floats inside this kind of fake case. And then it's got a wire on it that will push the bullet forward or backwards in the case. So the idea is you stuff the case into the barrel with the bullet at the end of it, and then you shove this wire in, and it's got a little nut on it that will lock the wire in place. And you pull the whole apparatus out of the barrel, and then you measure the actual bullet and the case with that wire locked, and it'll tell you exactly how deep the chamber is in that particular barrel. So you can literally.
Yep. Then you have thousands to work with. I get that. Yep. Yeah. Absolutely.
It's a cool little thing. I bought one of those things to build ammo for the MPA, just so I don't have any bullet jump.
I get it. Any way you get there, you have to get there, because I see a lot of people loading ammo at matches. At Coda Boy 32, he can tell you, we ran across this guy. He actually ended up getting DQ'd for improper gear and ammo. Like he had ammo that he had made himself. A lot of the primers were in backwards, and he had several problems with the slide not being able to rack because the bullets were long and getting stuck on the lands. And he was such a train wreck that they're like, listen, you're not operating safely. You're out of here. So I don't think they DQ'd him so much as they just tell him, listen, you can get your shit straight and go. But
yeah,
you come to a match, you better have your shit together.
It sounds like he was very ill prepared.
Yeah, you don't, and I'm not telling people not to go to matches when you're not prepared for, like, you want to really fucking set the world on fire. If you're gonna go there for your first time, just take fucking factory ammo. Don't take don't take your first load you ever made in your entire fucking life and act like you're gonna fucking do okay. Because everything you're gonna do is gonna be wrong. I mean,
it's gonna be a train wreck.
Yeah, practice with your ammo for months and months and months until you figure it all out. Because there's so many things that can go wrong, and if your QC is not up to fucking par, you're gonna look like an idiot, you know. So just take factory ammo and have fun. The bottom line is your first few matches, just fucking go have fun. I mean, shit, if you're a train wreck and your ammo doesn't even work because your primer's in backwards, you can't even have fun, and you lost your $40 safety fee. So
that's right, and a day worth of frustration.
That should be something. I mean, what you're talking about with the primers in backwards, or you know, they're proud or whatever. That's shit you should be looking at when you're loading magazines.
I mean, obviously you didn't case check those because I'm gonna notice.
I'm gonna notice that before I even get to that fucking point.
See, and I did a video on that about who checks every case, right?
I mean, I check every fucking ROM.
Yeah, exactly.
And it might sound stupid to some people, but fuck it. I'm actually putting this in something that is gonna potentially have a problem. I want to make sure it's gonna work.
Yeah, the cool thing about the 1050s won't allow you to screw up sizing a case unless you have some kind of malfunction during the sizing process. But you have to go all the way to the bottom of the stroke, and unless you fucked your die up when you were setting it up, it's almost impossible to like not size a case correctly.
See,
but
here's a good.
You don't necessarily have control over a primer that goes in backwards. You know, it's hard to, you know, with the auto feeders like Robbie and I use, you might get 1 in 500 that's upside down, unless there's something wrong with the machine.
Yeah,
here's the problem. Here's the problem with
when I'm loading match ammo, I'll watch the primers drop into the tube.
Yeah, I actually watch them anyway. Just, you know, I don't trust science. I want to make.
Rob, here's the problem with your theory, though, and the reason why I don't do it with the barrel. All right, so I have a barrel here, right? Now, if you listen, it sounds good. No, that didn't sound good because I didn't put it in very well. Okay, so you got the plunk, basically. Now, for some reason, it didn't sound like the other ones I just did, but it did do the plunk. So I go, I'm going to double check this one because it just doesn't sound right. When I put it in the case check, see? So
no, you're not. You don't know your barrel. You don't know your barrel well enough. You have to know where it checks in your barrel. I mean, the bottom line is, if you know your barrel and you know where it should fall in the barrel, you're going to know every time. And not only that, but you should check them in both. I have a hundo. I check 100 rounds at a time in a hundo. Okay.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, and if they don't pass the hundo check, which there's always 4 or 5 in there, after that, if they go to a match, you've watched some unmatched videos. Out of my last 7 or 8 match videos with the CZs, have you seen me had a failure? I don't know. You haven't. There's a reason for that, because I check on the hundo, which are tight tolerances. You check 100 rounds at a time, and then from that, I check the barrel, and they go into a little box for the match that goes to that pistol for that match.
Yeah, but see, when I run, knowing that it goes into the case check, I know it'll go into the pistol. But see, it's just for me, it's an extra thing. I'm sorry, I don't. No, but this one that didn't make it will be practice ammo that won't go to a competition.
Well, I go through the hundo first, and then I go to the barrel, and then it gets graded as match ammo. I mean, there's a reason you pay more for match grade ammo. Can I get an amen on that? Because
hallelujah,
it gets checked several times, right?
I gotta agree, and I haven't even started with a competition yet, but I gotta agree when it comes to taking the extra step, especially if you're gonna pay money to go do this and have that time and have that fun out there. You want to make sure it's gonna be a good time.
And the last thing you want to do is have ammo that fails and guns that fail. Because trust me, you're gonna fail a lot.
Yeah.
And you don't want to have gear and ammo that fails. So
And
when that buzzer goes off, it's a fucking haywire. So
You want to be the worst part of the freaking.
Baldy's out there saying I use a Wilson case gauge. They're a lot they're a lot tighter than a barrel, but that's
I don't care. I don't care what he's saying about that. For me, it's
exactly.
I don't care. I don't care. For
He's
me,
wrong. But
for
my
me,
point
it's
is,
peace of mind. For me, it's peace of mind.
Yeah, but the difference is he's talking about a case length gauge, not a chamber checker. It's two different apparatus.
I do not care. I run all my shit through a case gauge, and I run all my shit through a barrel, and then I put it in a box, and it goes to a match. And I've never had any failures. So you do what you want to do.
The hundo that you're talking about, that's a chamber checker, not a case gauge. It's two different things.
I know. I get it.
Two different things.
I understand. That's why I do both. I run that, and then I run the barrel.
Okay, so there you go.
That's just what I do. You know what? I don't care what anyone else does. You know what? If you want to save 5 minutes checking your ammo, and you're going to be in a match for 4 or 5 hours, to me, it doesn't make sense. Spend the extra 5 or 10 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever it takes to check your ammo, and have more peace of mind in a match. I don't care what anyone else does. I have my ways, and that's just it. And I'm not going to be a Nazi about it. I'm just saying that's just what I do.
You see, and that's the
Bald, no offense, dude. No offense, but we're talking about two different items here. There's a chamber checker and a case length gauge. What these guys are talking about is the overall length of a bullet or a piece of ammunition. If the overall length is too much such that it doesn't chamber correctly because the bullet ends up, laying up against the lands in the barrel.
Right.
All barrels are different.
One is just checking the brass. The other is checking the whole fucking case. I mean.
Yeah.
So
don't get all butthurt. It's two different things.
He just does it his way, and that's fine.
Are you pissing off your Slovakian friend?
I love that guy. Whatever. He likes to.
Pops is in a mood today. Fuck.
I'm just real particular about spending a lot of money, driving 3 hours to a match, and all that shit.
I get it, and regardless, even regardless of matches, like I check every frickin' ROM because I want to make sure, no matter what, when I go out to shoot, that everyone's going to function.
See, like this one's going to work in the gun. See how it's tie? I'm not going to shoot that one in the match, though.
Listen, this is how picky I am on my ammo. I'll fill up a hundo, literally 100-round chamber case checker, and I will flip it over. And if they don't fall out, they get rejected. Literally, if they don't fall out clean, then I take them over here and I press them out. And they might fall out real easily then, but they do not even make the next step. That's just the way I do it.
It's just practice ammo.
That's right. You need a lot of practice ammo, so why not?
Exactly. When's the last time you shot weak-handed?
It's been probably that last time we got together.
See, and I'm going to try to train myself. For every 100 rounds, I at least shoot 20% with my support hand and my weak hand. Because we go out there and we shoot a bunch, we get it, and all of a sudden we're shooting plates, ding, 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 miss, or whatever, and we're getting better. Then you go to a stage and it's like, okay, shoot strong hand only or weak hand only, and then you're like, fuck. So I'm going to try to tighten that up.
I have a funny feeling. Like I said, I got into that South Carolina state match May 3rd, and I have a funny feeling there's going to be a lot of weekend shooting and a lot of crazy shit. So I've got a month that I'm going to use to prepare for some crazy shit. And they publish a book a week ahead of time with all the stages. So I'm going to set up a lot of stuff at the farm and try to get an edge on everybody. So
that'll be nice because you'll have all the distances.
Right, exactly.
I have the most fun fucking drill / competition thing to do at the farm next time we all get together, dude. You need about You need about a dozen people. Well, 15 people would be better still. You know, you need 3 referees and 12 shooters, 10 shooters, whatever. But it's like playing duck, duck, goose. So you have like the way we did it today in this class that I'm taking. We had 3 barricades that we were shooting behind, and the first barricade you had to stand and rest the gun on the barricade, and you're shooting 6-inch steel targets. The next barricade you had to kneel and shoot 6-inch steel targets, and then the next barricade you shoot 8-inch, 2 8-inch steel targets. You had two targets per stage. You had to hit them both twice each.
Were they at the same distance? What was the distance?
They're all at the same distance. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You could stagger them. It would be even cooler. So you have this line of people, and as soon as the first person is done with the first barricade, they move to the next. The next person in line goes to shoot the first barricade, and then when that guy's done, he hops to the middle. The next guy goes to the end. And then when that guy's done, he goes to the back of the line. But the thing is, that this is the cool part. This is a lot of fun. If any one of the shooters that's behind another is faster than the dude in front of him, and he moves to the next stage, but that individual isn't ready to move because he hasn't gotten his 4 shots on, he gets tapped out. He has to just leave the contest. So eventually, you end up with 2 or 3 or 4 shooters that are literally just running laps, going around in a circle.
Wow.
And it's like you're chasing each other, trying to like get the next guy. You're trying to be faster than the dude in front of you and the dude behind you. You want the guy in front of you. You want to be faster than him so you can get him out, but you want to be faster than the guy behind you so he doesn't tap you out.
Well, that's cool.
So fucking fun, dude.
Like 20 yards. That way, you actually have to move between stations. That would be pretty cool. I'm big on that.
We were only doing it about 10 feet apart, but oh god, dude,
About
it was so
feet,
fucking
whatever.
fun.
Well, outdoors would be better if you had like straight up like barricades. So.
But yeah, we were shooting 6-inch steel at 50 yards. I mean, it was with rifles, but when you have that pressure on you, where you got the guy behind you that wants to get you out, and you want to get the guy in front of you out, it's hardcore, dude.
I know.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I made it into the top 3 twice.
Nice.
Yeah, it sounds like it would be a blast, man.
At these, there's some dudes in this class that are sick. Just fucking stupid ass shooters.
What was the one thing that you learned? What'd you take from that yesterday and today? Like each day, what was the one thing you took away that day that you were like, oh shit, I never thought of that?
Yesterday was kind of like TMI. It was way too much information. But after it soaked in, it got all kind of soaked in today. And the one thing that I did notice yesterday, we spent about 15 minutes talking about where to place the rifle in your chest. And they were talking about just basic anatomy, the shape of a man's chest, how you have like a shoulder muscle that kind of bulges from here, and then there's a kind of a seam, and then your pectoral muscle starts, and it kind of is flat, and then it curves in. And they were talking about how most people miss to the left. The reason why they're missing to the left is because they're resting it too far out on their shoulder. And the rifle wants to, when it comes back, the butt stock wants to flatten itself against a flat object. But because that muscle is rounded at the edge, and this was happening, this is what I was doing wrong in the first day. Everything was going left, not huge left, but like, a minute of angle left. And so what I noticed what really clicked today for me was I centered the rifle a little farther than I normally do. I usually keep it like right here, which, you know, I don't know if you can see my hand, but right about here. But I just moved it a little bit farther in, so it was basically tucked up underneath my ear, and that went away completely. I did everything else the same, and all that shit was fucking straight up and down now. Just rapid fire. Everything was like in a vertical line as opposed to kind of all spread out in the middle and some to the left. That was like my biggest takeaway so far. That and shooting stance. You know, I think a lot of us probably came from watching a lot of videos online on how to like kind of set your shooting stance up, but these 3-gunner pro dudes have a completely different arrangement with their setup, and they play into skeletal and muscular makeup of a human. They want you to have as many muscles relaxed as you can have. They only want you to, you know, this is all rifle, obviously, it's not handgun, but I think a lot of it applies to handgun as well. So what you want with your weak hand or support hand, you know, extended but relaxed and pulling in. And then your strong hand as relaxed as possible, but pulling, you know, just supporting the weak hand to stabilize the rifle. But most of the stabilization is with your support hand.
Yeah, I was wondering how you were going to say that. Yeah, because you're basically pulling the rifle in.
Yeah, you're pulling it into you, and you want this hand and arm to be relaxed so you can have trigger control. And
one thing that I found that helps me with accuracy with shooting rifle, and y'all tell me if you've ever tried this or if it works for you. But when you reach out and you grab the rifle in your elbow, there's ability for your elbow to move, right? And so what that does is that allows for everything to move. Well, if you crank that elbow up as high as it'll go, and if you're able to hold it up there, there's no movement available for, like, you can't crank that elbow up high enough. And if you keep that up high, it's almost like it locks one position and it keeps some of the variables from going haywire.
Yeah. So, and then another thing was the stance itself, how to build like a platform to just absorb the recoil of the rifle. Obviously, T23 is not nuts, but this applies to every rifle you could possibly shoot, including shotgun. And I think a lot of us bend at the hip forward to kind of lean into the gun. But what I've learned in the last 2 days, and it's completely unnatural feeling to me, it feels like trying to ski for the first time. It's just like something God didn't want human beings to ever achieve. You have to like learn how to do it. But instead of bending forward, I mean, obviously your chest wants to be parallel. You know, the chest plane wants to be parallel with the target plane. But instead of bending forward, you're basically standing straight up and down. If you were to take your I guess strong hand foot, put it backwards, so you're almost like getting ready to take off in a race, but then flex your knee, your weak hand knee, I guess, for lack of a better word. You kind of just do this like mini squat with it, like you're almost ready to take off running, but keep your back like straight, completely straight. Don't bend at the hip, none of that. Just kind of put all your weight on your, like, we're all right-handed, so you'd have all your weight for the most part on your left foot and just flex at the knee so your whole body kilters forward in a straight line instead of bending at the hip like this. The whole body just tilts forward. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's called a athletic stance, basically.
But yeah, but like boxers will bend at the waist to kind of move in, but these guys like all just tilt forward from the ankles.
Yeah, you want your weight on the balls of your feet, pretty much.
Yeah. So those two things,
I look at
those are my two huge takeaways.
No, that's great. I mean, and practice it a lot, because trust me, you look at guys that do it professionally, and their shoulders are over their knees, and they're basically on the balls of their feet, and they're ready to move at a moment's notice. And it's all about shuttle stepping and quick stepping and being very light and able to shoot on your feet, almost like your legs are like shock absorbers. So.
Yeah.
Sounds like class was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, this class is sick, dude. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I love.
What is it? 3 days you said?
And it's funny, the dudes that are teaching the class, I mean, they're all top 20 3-gun like world competitors, and one is 19 years old, the other one is 20 years old, and the old man of the crowd is 24.
Hey, at least they're shooting. They could be out showing, eating Skittles and Tide Pods.
Yeah, true. These are the coolest millennials I've ever hung out with.
No, it sounds like a good class. So it was at, what'd you say, Packmeyer's? No.
It's at Prado.
Prado, that's right.
The Olympic Park.
Yeah. Not the 71 and 91.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, man. It sounds like you learned a lot.
Yeah, well, there's one more day left, and I think tomorrow's going to be fucking hairy as hell.
Have a good one, Hot Pot. Oh, tomorrow's class too?
Yeah, it's a 3-day course.
Awesome. You feel like you're getting your money's worth?
Oh yeah, big time.
Are you shooting video of this?
I haven't shot a single second of video. I'm too busy fucking involved.
That's good. You can always talk about it later. Or
it's a lot of fun. And here's another thing that's weird. We've all been taught to, like, when we're shooting, and this applies to pistol, shotgun, rifle, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's important to keep that isolation, just bend at this one joint to control the trigger. We all know that. But everybody says don't slap the trigger. I'll tell you what, we went through these drills where we shoot normal like you'd think and keep our fingers on the trigger, pull the shot, reset, pull the shot, reset, pull the shot, reset, where we're constantly in contact with the trigger. And then we did one where we place our finger against the inside of the trigger guard, the most forward portion of the trigger guard, and then pulled the shot. And then we
What do you mean the most forward inward part?
Well, stick your finger in a trigger guard and then push your finger forward without removing your finger from the trigger guard. Yeah, like that. So taking the shot like that, just slapping it.
Slap it.
And then we went outside the trigger guard and slapped it from there. And I tell you what, I'm
like this.
Save it tomorrow. Yeah, from outside and then went inside. And the most accurate, the whole class concurs with this, that the most accurate shots at speed are done by just pulling the fucking trigger as hard as you can. Not hard like overexertion, but harder, way harder than it is to get the trigger to react. Like if you had a 3-pound trigger, you don't pull it with 3.5 pounds of force, you pull it with 10. And as long as you can keep that isolation, you can shoot way faster, way more accurately with that slappy effect that looks so ugly that people make fun of on YouTube all day long than you can by trying to just keep those little tiny short, you know.
competition
proper.
shooting goes against a lot of fundamentals. People don't understand the difference. But when you want to, when you really, and Bald and Curious is out there, he'll agree with me. When you want to see what your grip and what your trigger is doing over a 6-shot drill and times and bullets and blah blah blah, just do a bill drill. Just do a bill drill, and you'll see everything you need to see right there on the target.
Yeah, every morning. I mean, we do cold drills. Like as soon as we show up, they have these little tiny narrow. They're like 2/3 size A-zone targets. It's like gray. They're probably like 3 inches wide, and we stand at 20 yards, and it's 3 segments of 8 shots on target, and they call it like a PCT or PCP or PPC or something 24 drill. So the idea is to at a low ready, bring the gun up, 8 shots in the gray in that zone.
Oh, so this is all rifle, not pistol.
Yeah, it's all rifle. I thought it was going to be pistol and rifle, but it's pretty much all rifle.
No, that's cool.
But,
okay. All right, never mind. A lot of these things I was talking about, I was thinking pistol,
but they apply. All of the things that we're learning apply to pistol as well.
Well, to some degree. I mean, yeah.
But it's a lot of fun, and I've huge leaps and bounds. I was like fourth to last when we did it yesterday, and I was 4th place today. And most of the guys that are running, pistol caliber carbine guns, which are just like.
Yeah, which one are you running?
I'm running my F1 AR.
Yeah, he's running a rifle, and there's some dudes running 9mm.
Yeah, there's like 5 or 6 guys, and a lot of the really fast guys are running these 9mm, and it's like, well, dude, grab a fucking gun that recoils and let's fucking party. But yeah, I'm really happy. I'm learning a ton of shit.
Well, that's why
so
like
worth it.
The whole USPSA community, there's some people that they just hate on PCC because it's like, they go out and win matches and they're faster than everybody and stuff like that. And I don't know. To me, I think it's kind of cool. I'm not really into it as much to where I really care to hate on them.
It should be its own
well, even at these 3-gun events, they have separate rules for PCC guys. It's kind of screwed up. I mean, if you're gonna 3-gun, just bring a fucking pistol, shotgun, rifle. I mean, fuck the PCC. It's just kind of gay to me. But yeah. I do think it's cool. Don't get me wrong. But I just, I think they should have their own matches. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, straight up PCC match.
Right. Exactly.
Don't intermix them with the real rifle.
Yeah,
right.
They kind of fall into their own area anyway, so they should
I
really.
know why they do that though, Rob, is because like people that want to qualify for PCC and for regular 3-gun, they can run the match twice while they're there.
Well, I know, no, but a lot of matches don't allow you to do that. Like my local, they do not allow you to run 2 classes. You have to pick one, and that's it. If you come to Palmetto Gun Club, they run such this is probably the best match in the state. Once in your life, you got to come down and run USPSA with me at my club, and you'll see. These are huge bays with fucking dynamic shit going on left and right, and there's a third of them are PCC guys, and I just want them just to, go away and let's just run. This is a USPSA match. Let's run pistols and have fun. But anyway,
only if I can drive down the night before and drink beer the next day.
Yeah, and that's fine. We can do that. We can go to the farm and do that. But the thing is, it's so in demand at that club. They do not let you run 2. You can't run 2 classes.
Doesn't USPSA stand for U.S. Pistol?
Yeah, but they also do multi-gun too, so you can't really go there.
It's not the USPCSA.
Well,
the
USPSA,
USRCPCSA.
yeah, it's an organization, but they also run multi-gun and stuff like that. So you kind of have to, whatever. But anyway,
I've done this. Well, I'm curious. I sent you a link. You've been sitting here. You might as well have gotten on here so we can hear your rude ass comments. And
no, I think he's in bed. I think he had to go to bed. No, seriously, I think he said he was going to bed.
He's got his jammies on. He's sleeping.
Well, that's fine. I mean, he obviously is beautiful.
Might as well be comfortable. Scotsman, how's your candy going over there, buddy?
Going good, man. I'm almost to the 50 ROM mark on this batch.
So you almost got one bag of candy now?
Almost.
I hope your quality check's going good.
Speaking of slow ass reloading,
I know mine is.
I bought one of those sporty handles for the
T7.
The T7, yeah. It's in a box out in the garage. I'll probably throw it on after class tomorrow, and might do a video on it. It's, that straight handle that comes down at almost at a negative angle, Robbie.
Yeah.
This thing, it's canted forward at the halfway up the. I hate the word shaft, but yeah, halfway up the shaft, it cants forward. So when you bring it down, you don't have to go all the way to straighten your arm out.
So you stop at waist level and you're back up. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sitting in a chair. I was decapping a bunch of 300 Win Mag, and every time I came down, I'm fucking hitting myself in the balls with the fucking handle.
I sit sideways to that thing. I throw my leg out and I'm cranking to my crotch, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So I'm excited to get it installed and see how it works.
I mean, the T7, something like that. I honestly, I look at 50 rounds is a huge run for a machine like that. So
yeah.
I don't really see a big deal about it, but if you do a video about it, I'll probably buy one. Because I don't know what you're talking about. I'd love to see it.
I think they're pretty cheap. They're a little more expensive actually than the Dillon roller handle. Yeah, roller handle.
Can I take a torch and just bend the one I got, and would that be the same thing?
Yes, it would.
Okay, then I'll just do that.
Bend it at about a 30-degree angle. Well, 25.
Heat that shit up and bend it.
What I do when I need to bend something, I take my forklift and I pick up 6 pallets of plywood. And it's 10,000 pounds, and then I'll put whatever I want to bend in there, and I just lower it. And it's
hey, Nick just showed up. Fucking the Terminator.
Nick Hobbs?
Yeah. What's up, Nick?
There he is.
Nick's the man.
Nick,
we're looking at September for Farmageddon if you're listening. So hopefully.
What month did you say?
Hopefully September. I know it's a little bastardized. It's not here or there, but
that's the dead of summer. Isn't that gnarly out there? I don't know. In California, that's the hottest month of the year.
No, it's that's before October. That's not dead of summer. That's whatever.
Well, in California, it's the hottest month of the year.
Every day in California is the dead.
Late September is nice here, and I want it to be nice weather, but then again, I want to be at a bonfire weather. So, I didn't do the spring. I'm thinking if we do that, it'll be kind of
not 20 degrees at night. That's a bonus.
Exactly. Some kind of a nice, really perfect time. And once a year here going out, not twice. So,
well, how about? Well, I don't know. There's a Labor Day weekend in September. It's always a bonus to try to hit those extra Mondays.
Okay, duly noted. Absolutely.
Hit that extra free vacation day for everybody so you can stay an extra day.
That's right.
All right, Mr. Smarty Pants, when is that?
All Curious thumbs it down for you. So.
Oh, well, that's good.
Well, it gives it credibility, I don't know.
That's
Usually, Labor Day is like the first or second weekend in September.
Yeah, I think it's the first Monday in September. Oh no, let me jack up a calendar here.
Let me see.
What we got? Labor
April,
Day.
May, June, July.
Labor Day is September 3rd.
I don't know. We might come up with the dates right here now, but it's got to be on Rick's schedule because he's been screwed out of the last one. So
Well, Rick has 6 months to fucking fix his schedule.
Hey,
apparently
suck
it's
it.
not that
Just
easy.
relax for a minute.
Yeah, Rick needs to figure this shit out because
Just take it easy.
last time he didn't show up, he spent like 2 hours on the phone with me, Soki, and everyone else.
I'm good. That's
And
the first.
it's like, dude, what the fuck?
Well, so are you calling it the second, the first and second?
Well, I don't know. When's Labor Day?
The 3rd. So that's a Monday.
Yeah, so it has to be the first
Well,
and second.
we
then.
usually back it up to the Thursday night prior, Thursday, Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday.
So that'd be August. Fuck.
No,
Does
not
August have 30 or?
August 30th.
No.
good.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So
So. All right. September. All right. So the Thursday would be August 30th,
yeah,
and the Labor Day is the 3rd.
I'm in North
So you got
Carolina the whole time.
30th, 31st, September 1, 2, and
All right, so
3 is Labor Day.
All right, so we know this works for Rick, right? Rick, can we get this on tape?
Yeah, I have the days off.
Okay, all right. So that is a.
How does he know that? Just off the top of your head, you know what you're doing in 6
No,
months?
he looks at his calendar. He's got
I
a
just
fucking.
looked at my calendar, Jackalope.
Oh, fucking brilliant.
I could tell you if I'm working. I'm not even. I'm going to be retired by then, but I could tell you what I'm working the next year after that.
All right, so I will put this information out on farmageddon.com and we'll get a consensus. I can't swear that it's going to work, but hopefully it will. You know, we'll see.
All right, just let me know. I make my own schedule, so let me know.
I don't give a fuck. Fuck work.
Yeah, we need to do more competition shit this year, though. Not no fucking free for all, just everybody shooting fucking guns at bullshit.
Yeah, we got to do more.
You know what?
Sure.
Sorry, Scotsman. Go ahead. My bad.
I was gonna say we got to do more competition for sure.
We'll just
a little bit of blasting is all right though, but
it is, but not all day. You know what I mean?
After going through this class, actually, I think I've come. I can't say I've absolutely come to terms with my stage fright, but I will say that I've made leaps and bounds with my paranoia of stage fright. So I will definitely be participating more.
I just think it's more fun. You know, if we're only doing it once a year, you probably end up with like 40 dudes, right? So, you know, throughout the course of the weekend, we come up with like 10 different competitive style things. We're not just fucking blowing ammo out the window just to blow ammo. You know, it could be as simple as a draw. It could be as simple as like accuracy. I mean, I don't know. To me, it's more structured, and people would say, "Oh, the structure is bullshit." But to me, it's almost like it's more fun. You know.
I think you're the only guy that doesn't like structure.
I don't. I fucking hate structure. But
it's true though. I think after being there last time, I definitely think that more competition would be better. You know, we all had a good time, obviously, but there's definitely a lot of blasting going on here and there versus the amount of competition we had.
Yeah, to me, the blasting is just like
it's annoying.
I don't know. I value every round now. Like every round that I shoot now has to be effective in one way or another. It's got to be for practice. It's got to be to test accuracy. It's got to be for this and that. And I see tons of ammo just going down range just to go blank, 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 blank. It's almost depressing to me in a way. You know what I mean?
It's extremely depressing, and I have a better understanding of it now in my current job. I see it every day. People walk in and they just go bang, 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 and they're all over the fucking paper. They're not even close to being anywhere near center. They're just everywhere, and they don't care.
But
I
we can
literally
make
watched one guy on Sunday put probably 500 to 600 rounds down range, and a single one of them was any consistency whatsoever. None. And he's standing there and showing off to his girlfriend. His girlfriend is just kind of standing there. I'm looking at her. She's looking at me, and I'm trying not to laugh.
Yeah, because he probably had a really cool gun, and he wanted to send a bunch of rounds down range, and that made him look cool. So that's awesome.
Yeah, after taking this class, I have a way better understanding. Whereas I've never had really a real. I've had lots of, tactical training, but it doesn't really. It doesn't compete, I guess, for lack of a better word, on how to train for competition style shooting, which is equally as effective as tactical, but it's more finely tuned to speed and accuracy, where tactical is more just to save your ass, for lack of a better word, where the speed and the accuracy comes, it'll also save your ass, but it's also a more effective way to save your ass.
Well, the way I look at it is this. There's nothing wrong with training to save your ass. I mean, every time I go to the farm or I go to the range, I always draw my carry pistol. Every time I go anywhere to shoot, I draw my carry pistol and I shoot. But we're all there to have fun. I mean, that's the bottom line. We're there to have fun. So to me, having fun is more about having a competition or doing competitive style shooting. I don't find fun anymore of just sending rounds down range and going boom, 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 or just like
there needs to be.
I don't get it. I don't understand.
There needs to be some kind of a challenge factor that makes you better.
Yeah, shooting a gun is not that hard. I mean,
exactly.
I'll give you another example too, and nothing against the guy, because trust me, I like him. He's a really good guy. But reloading from the hot pot, me and him got together with Daniel, and we all went shooting at Daniel's place. And me and Daniel are kind of being picky about where we're taking our shots, placement, taking our time, squeezing the trigger and everything. I shit you not, Gene walks up, goes, bam, 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 bam. Like, dude.
You're like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, and the funny part was after all the rounds he put down range, he didn't pick up a single piece of brass. So myself and Daniel just split the brass down the middle.
Well, there's something to be said for trigger press and being able to hit a 10 by 10 square. I mean, I don't know what he was doing, but there may be a point to it. You never know.
No, and there may have been. I didn't ask him. We were just kind of like, whatever, dude, have at it.
Well, there's a reason. Well, when you, okay. So when it comes to actually shooting like USPSA and 3-gun and stuff like that, I mean, being able to pull the trigger quickly is really, really important. So a lot of guys will time themselves just on the beep to 6 shots into a berm, like literally not even aiming at anything, like beep, bam, 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 bam. And then coupling that with your draw time should be a second. Add those two together, and if you can't do a build drill in that combined, that's your goal, right? So there's reasons to do that, and it's kind of fun in a way to figure what it's all about.
Yeah, we did that in the first day of the class. Going back to what I had said earlier about the different trigger engagements, for lack of a better word, manipulations, keeping, it's all about this, keeping everything still except for this one joint in your thumb or your pointer finger, your trigger finger, nothing should move except for that. And but I swear to God, slapping the trigger is more accurate than a clean press and a reset, and I'm talking in ultra slow motion. A clean press, reset, and then a press again. Keeping full contact with the trigger. I mean, I'm sure everybody's different, but the majority of the class was way more accurate from just pulling the trigger as fast as they could with no regard for anything but pulling the trigger as fast as they could. Within
Absolutely.
reason.
Your finger will release the trigger faster than the trigger can move itself. Period. Your finger is an amazing thing when it comes to shooting. No, seriously, because you can pull the trigger and be off that trigger way before it can reset, and then you're back on that trigger. And if you don't learn to just slap the trigger, if you're doing double taps at close range, I mean, you're just wasting your time.
Yeah, and it's something that is so non-intuitive to me. It's like my whole life. It's like, and I think a majority of the people out there would, agree, unless they know different, like I do now. But we're all told to, keep in contact with that trigger, wait for the reset, and the most minimal movement is the most efficient. And it's not necessarily true. I remember a video actually from Jerry Michalak where he's talking about how many inches it takes in pull. So you're talking about a trigger pull that might be, let's say, a 1/4 inch, just for the sake of easy math, and you pull off 20 shots. So theoretically, your finger has traveled 40. Let's see here, 10 inches. Because you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That all this 1/4 inches added up, backwards and forwards, add up to 20 inches. On the other side of the coin, if your finger is faster at just it might take you a shorter amount of time to cover 40 inches than it does 20 inches. Do you see where I'm headed with this? Maybe not. Maybe I'm not making myself clear. I'm just fucking...
All I know is that single action triggers, slap the shit out of them until you need to actually set them and do a long shot. Other than that, just fucking blaze them.
Yeah. Yeah. But he was talking about economy of motion, and it's faster supposedly to him to only... Actually, no, Bald and Curious, you're wrong. If you have to pull a 1/4 inch and then let out a 1/4 inch, that's a 1/2 inch times 20. You do the math again.
Well, okay,
Let me know.
This is what everyone should do. If you think you pull the trigger faster on the pad of your finger, do it. Time it. That's why when people are trying to do good and they don't own a timer, I'm like, okay, fucking, you need to buy a timer. And then you know what? Get that knuckle in there, get in deep, and fucking try to press the trigger somewhere else and see how you do. The bottom line is everyone's different. If you have to time yourself. You have to. And the timer is the best thing. I time myself on every fucking thing. Every video I put out has a fucking beep in it, for crying out loud. I mean, there's a reason for that,
Yeah. Yeah.
I tell people all the time, once you have the fundamentals down, now it's up to you. Now you got to figure out what works for you. And that's the biggest thing, is figuring out what works for you. Taking the time, just like you do all the time, Pops. Every time, every time there's a beep in your video, man, because you're trying to figure out what works best for you.
And I highly recommend it. There's nothing better than the beep to make you better, period.
The hardest part about training that I noticed in this class is to focus on one thing at a time. You need to start with one drill and focus on the ideal outcome of that drill, despite what it is, and only focus on that. And don't cheat yourself. Stay within the concept of that drill. And if you're fucking up, do something to fix it. Figure out what's wrong and stick within that concept, then move on to the next one. But for me, anyway, I'm an extremely fucking lazy person. So, going back to the trigger thing, I kept finding myself as the instructors are wanting us to, do these 3 different trigger pulls. I'd always fall back to what I'm habitually taught to do, and just comes at this point naturally. You know, keeping contact with the trigger. I had to literally force myself, cognitively tell myself, like in my mind, let go of the trigger. Now slap it. Let go. Eventually it started becoming a habit. But I think that, at least for the most part, what I've learned in this class is to focus on one thing and not cheat myself into falling back into old habits, but pushing myself into trying new things and sticking with that concept until I either find that it just doesn't fucking work, or I'm doing it wrong, or it makes me a better shooter. There's like these 3 stages. Either it doesn't fucking work, I'm not doing it right, or it makes me better.
Yeah, good. Really well said. That's a good way to put it. I like that. Because you got to know what to focus on, and that's how you're going to know.
And you have to take it in little tiny bites, because if you try to do all this shit at once, it'll make you nuts. There's a ton of shit to absorb.
Yep. And I've said, when I used to race motorcycles, when we were going around the track getting lap times and fucking, we had suspension set up, tires, blah, blah, fucking different gas and everything, and you would change 3 things. We used to have a couple guys that were pros that used to race with us, and we're like, well, what'd you change? Well, I changed this, this, and this. And they're like, well, why'd you change all that shit at one time? And I'm like, well, I thought it would help. Well, now you know. Well, did you do better? Yeah. Well, which one thing did you think would help? You know, it's like you only change one thing at a time, so that if it helps, you know what that one thing is. If you change 3 things, it's like if you change your stance and your trigger pull and your sight picture all at one time, how the fuck do you know what helped? You have to isolate your sight picture, your trigger pull, your stance. You have to do everything one thing at a time, so that when something works, you're like, yes, that helped.
Yeah, and I had that big epiphany with just moving the buttstock from, right where my shoulder muscle changes into my pectoral muscle, to just moving it literally 1 inch over towards center. And it completely changed my entire group. Like tenfold, way better shot. Like the first day we do this PCC or PTTC, I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's like I had like 10 off and 14 in. And when we ran it this morning, I had 5 off and 19 in. Just by moving, all I changed was I moved this stock over 1 inch in my chest. Everything else was the same.
Yeah. There you go. You learn something from that one change. That's the key, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. I love seeing people get better and figure it out.
And that's one of the best things about what I do, man, and what I've done in the past too. But more so, what I'm doing now is I can go out and these people have questions. For example, I got a lady that comes in every single week, and she's doing it right. She went through a bad experience last year. She come in, she took her CHL class with us, and she comes in twice a week and shoots 50 rounds every time she comes in. And she is consistently working on trying to figure out what she needs to do to get herself better, to get herself where she wants to be, which she's so dead set on the X.
Well, do you guys allow drawing from the holster at your place?
No.
Well, the best thing you can do for her is to send her a place where she can draw from the holster.
Well, and I'm bringing that stuff in though, slowly but surely. Right now,
you know what? You would do a big service for people if you would allow that.
With it being a static line, how it is, unless I close the range off, which I do plan on doing that and setting that up.
Well, how about have it to where you can draw from the holster if you have an RO behind you? That way you can say, listen, Mr. Manager, I understand, but we need to train these people up. Let's make a new policy that as long as an RO is behind them, they can draw from a holster and allow them to hone their skills. I think that would be a good thing to propose to your employer.
That's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all.
I mean, because people need to know how to do that. I mean,
they do, and I'm looking at
the drawing and shooting is a different thing altogether.
It's completely different, and I'm looking at bringing in these different classes to teach people, but that's a good way of doing it too.
Well, let me know how they respond.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, that's why private land is so good. I mean, if anyone that wants to bring a private class to my property, they can do it free of charge. They can do whatever they want.
But anyway, my point was she's coming in and she's learning and she's listening to what's being told to her, but she's only changing one thing at a time and trying to figure out what she needs to fix and where she's going wrong and so on and so forth. But again, she's working on the one thing at a time. So like when I was watching her shoot versus my other RSO that was out there, he couldn't see anything wrong with her shooting. I walked out there and I looked because she couldn't figure it out. He couldn't figure it out. I walk out there and I'm watching her. I'm like, well, she's stiffer than a board. She is locked up tighter than a freaking, she might as well fucking well be hogtied. She's that fucking tight. Like all across her arms are locked out solid. Her back, her shoulders is just tight as hell. Like she needs to loosen up, relax, bring her arms in, just have a slight bend, and she'll be good. And she's been working on that, and she's been doing really, really good. The last time she came in and shot, I shit you not, she had a group smaller than my fist.
Nice. Good for you. That's great.
Now me, I can't shoot for shit, but I can teach.
Hey, you know what they say? Those that can't teach.
That's right.
Those that can't do teach.
That this year.
Well, you know what? I can, but I don't teach well. I don't do well at teaching people. I'm like, I can explain it, but I'm not good like trying to actually show somebody. So
I don't know, Rob. You've done a good job this last year and a half of getting. I mean, think of when we not so much when we started YouTube, but like the first Farmageddon and how much better you've gotten.
Well, I didn't even go. I didn't shoot competitively then at all. I mean, hell, my first USPSA match was not even a year ago. So I feel like I've come a long way. I appreciate all you guys that push me towards the competitive thing because it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. Competitive shooting is the best. I haven't been so excited about something since I've been shooting 3-gun and USPSA in my entire life. I mean, the last time I've been this excited is when I used to race motorcycles, and that's been fucking 15 years ago.
Yeah. No,
I can totally agree with that. I haven't done any of that, but just doing the competitions in this class that we've done in the last 2 days, you get fired up, especially when you see improvements, and I think that makes you just as or at least exacerbates the excitement level. You go to a match and you do pretty good, and then you go to the next match and you do pretty good, but then you go to the next match, you do a lot better. That's that improvement jump that you make is what fucking piques your interest, and you just want to get back at it because you want to do even better still.
Well, that's huge. I mean, like when I was at the farm, for example, I haven't done any competitive shooting whatsoever. And then the first time, I'm at the farm and Pops has got all these competitions set up. And the first time I went through it, I absolutely sucked. I was good on the rifle, but on pistol, I sucked. Texas Star, for example, I was absolutely horrible, but I've never shot one. I didn't know how to work the Texas Star. Next run I did better because I listened to what people were telling me about how to shoot the Texas Star. And before you know it, I'm going bang, bang, bang and taking care of business. and you get hooked so fast. But it's so much fucking fun, and you know, this is why this year for me is going to be a competition year. This is why I've gone out. I bought all the gear. I'm buying more gear. I got more stuff coming. I got another pistol coming tomorrow. And dude, it's going to be an awesome year.
Hey, Scotsman, you got a timer yet?
I have a timer. Yes, I do.
Do you have a Dylan?
Well, no, I have an extra one. I lost the timer. I can't even remember where it was. I ordered an extra one. And, you know how you find the first timer you lost?
You mean one of these?
No,
there, SoCal?
That's a strong mount. That's not a Dylan.
That's the first part of the Dylan coming, brother.
Speaking
of buying stuff, I need to order another mag reloader. Mine got stolen today.
You gave it away, probably.
No, I'm not joking. I set it down at the very beginning of the class. I packed 4 mags, set it down like kind of in this off area. We did the whole day, came back, and it was fucking gone. I mean, maybe it might be sitting there waiting for me tomorrow morning, but when I returned to class or returned to the kind of the place where we all started, it was fucking gone. So either somebody moved it or used it, or I don't know what, but it wasn't where I left it. So hopefully it's sitting there waiting for me somewhere else.
All right, so John, you're gonna come shoot Walnut. You're gonna come shoot Clinton House with us, right? In 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'll just get my ticket today. Yeah.
You don't already have your ticket? You're slacking, man.
Clinton House is like a goddamn free for all. The reason I said that was I'm gonna bring like 10 mag loaders, and they do door prizes in the morning. Yeah, everyone gets a ticket, and I'm gonna throw them out there as door prizes, and hopefully, kind of make it a cool experience.
Send me a ticket, or take a picture of the ticket that you pull for me, and then maybe I'll win one.
Yeah, one of these days you need to come shoot Clinton House with us. That's what I kind of, I Farmageddon's fun and everything, but I would rather travel around the country shooting like reloading with the hot pot. He does a lot of competitive stuff. I like to go there. I like to go up to Live for a While and shoot with them. I'd like to do a tour of the country, just shooting competitions with everyone that I know. That, to me, that would be so awesome.
Now listen to the instructors that I have. I mean, these guys are flying to fucking Russia, and they come back and shoot in Arizona, then they go to Spain, and then they come back, and then they shoot in Japan, and then they come back and shoot in Utah, then they go to Australia, and they come back. It's fucking nuts, dude.
Oh, I know. Yeah, you can be all over the world. Philippines, Japan. Fuck. To me, I'm not going to travel to do this shit. I just want to stay in the States. But
the funny thing is, these guys are like literally half or less of our age. The 2 of the 3 instructors are not even old enough to drink or buy ammunition in California, which they found out the hard way. It was funny. They were low on ammo. They came to California, and they're like, they went to Walmart, and they were trying to buy a case of fucking 223, and this dude's like, here's my credit card. She's like, oh, well, I need an ID. And he gave him the ID, and it's like, you're not old enough to buy ammo. And he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's
fucking California, man. California.
Actually, I think Walmart went that worldwide.
Yeah, the young game. They own the except for your veterans like Ray that own everything. The young kids coming in, they're spectacular shooters. Well,
it's interesting in this class. A lot of the really fast shooters, but like there's a cop from Northern California, and a couple other guys that are not young as the instructors, but they're in their mid-20s, maybe early 30s, and they're fast. But like that drill that I explained, the last 3 guys, it was me and these 2 other guys, we're all in our mid-40s. Those are the last 3 guys standing in this round robin of fucking death. So they eventually, like, I don't know. I think the more experience you got, the better you can be.
There's
That's pretty cool.
nothing trumps experience. I don't care how young you are. You know?
And that's and another thing to that is being willing to learn and keep on learning.
Yeah, keep being good at it. You know.
Yep. If you can't be good, you got to be good at something. So you got to learn.
Yeah, I try to be good at everything and then do it often and be better. You know.
And it actually goes back to what I was talking about with, you know, isolating these different drills and having the willpower or the, you know, the self-control to focus specifically on one drill at a time to make yourself better at all these little tiny little things. A lot of the younger guys, I don't think, especially the millennial generation, have the patience or, you know, just being young. You know, your mind's flying all over the place when you're that age. You can't concentrate on any one thing. All you're thinking is faster, faster, faster. So you're not even focusing on the idea of any one given drill. You're just trying to be faster, and that's where I think it hurt the younger crowd in this class.
Yeah, no, I get it. They're not willing to dissect it. They just want to do better. Period. You know.
Right.
Yeah, they have that one straight mindset instead of like being willing to open their mind to other things.
Well,
I
yeah,
think
that only
we're all that way.
You get shut down. So
We're all that way. I mean, shit. How long did it take any one of us to figure out? Shit, fucking Dad was right. It wasn't until I was about 28.
Well, I can't concur with that statement because I really wasn't raised by my dad, so I really can't concur with that statement.
Well, you get my point. I mean, anyone that's giving you life lesson experience, and you're like, yeah, fuck that. That shit doesn't happen to me.
No, I learned pretty fast on the farm that I grew up on.
all right, guys. Rick says we gotta fucking say goodnight. He's out. So
he's the one that started this fucking thing.
I know. Well, he just ended it.
Hey, Scotsman's doing the after chat.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, fuck that.
I have to get
I gotta work, dude.
Now you guys want to go to work.
I gotta go shoot some guns tomorrow.
I gotta go take care of my candy that I made.
Nice. Here you go, Scotty.
He's all.
Well, since you're being a dick and showing all that, I did make more earlier, but yeah.
Should have got Nick on here next time. Get Nick on the chat. Hopefully he's gotten old and slowed down. Maybe he had to get a knee replaced or something.
Yeah, it's been what, 18 months? He must be a decrepit old man by now. It's been like an 18-month period.
Yeah, hopefully somebody accidentally breaks his trigger finger, so he has to put 2 fingers in there and kind of screw him up a little bit.
Yeah, he better practice before he comes back to the farm. I got something for him next time.
I'm thinking me and Bald and Curious could tackle him, and you guys could just fucking sledgehammer his right hand.
I don't know if that'll work. He probably shoots better left-handed than I do.
I don't think that's what we're talking about, but yeah, okay.
Well, it'll be a start. It'll make it more competitive that way.
Be honest, you just want to tackle Bald and Curious like you did last time.
Hey, finally, somebody fucking saw it.
All right, you guys got anything to tell these guys before we get out of here?
Yeah.
Bye. Oh, he didn't do it, or maybe he can't find his
You
mouth.
guys can keep talking afterwards.
Go make yourself some candy.
No, I do. I do have something to say. I didn't want to be a dick like I normally am, but yeah, I mean, YouTube is shutting down, man. Y'all need to get over to you know, that other
Full 30.
He's all poof gone. I knew that was coming. There's no way to sugarcoat that.
Doing his classic exit, you know.
All right, say goodbye. Say goodnight.
Are we
Stop
cutting
it.
out? No after chat, no nothing.
We can talk after. I'm good.
Yeah, you guys can talk after. All right, see you guys. Thanks for showing up, and see you on the next one.
Night, guys.
Hey, a little music, SoCal, to leave the thing.